So what have you been up to recently? How are you doing today? I guess we can start off with that.
I'm doing good. I just been working.
And I guess talking on the XSL freshman playlist, you're certainly no stranger to the fame and the spotlight. I mean, being one of the biggest YouTube stars, now a musical artist, and now the freshman cover. How do you think that has been? And would you talk on any struggles or obstacles you sort of faced on the way?
I'd say the obstacle would be like just having to basically like get rid of the stereotype of a person that does YouTube not making good music.
Definitely, definitely.
Like a it's like a stereotype that people who make YouTube videos can't make good music. So that was like I'm like the first one to really go against that type of stereotype. So I took all the heat for it. But
And how would you say you sort of felt finding out that you're on the XSL freshman cover? And did that give you the sense that you had to take the music more seriously, or has that already been the case and you're just going with the flow of things as it progresses?
no, that already was the case. I already knew.
Yeah,
Like it was already I was already taking it serious. It was just about
yeah,
me, like getting everybody, get the audience to take it more serious.
definitely, definitely. And you think, in terms of, I guess, negative criticism beyond people saying, "Oh, he's a YouTuber and he's trying to be an artist now," what else or what other feedback did you get from the people around you that kind of made you take it more serious and push you to actually like get it done and put it into like full realization?
I mean, I just knew my music was really good, so that's what really just kept me going. Like, like people that actually listening to my music like love my music versus
Definitely.
people that's hating on it or calling me like a YouTube rapper or whatever. They never really listened to my music before,
So,
so they wouldn't even know whether it's good or not.
and has that always been the plan from the start to be a musical artist? Or was YouTube the plan and that kind of sort of came on the way of things?
I mean, I always wanted to do music, but uh, I was really just focusing on getting that bag, and just
Yeah,
just securing a certain type of lifestyle before I wanted to dive into a very, very slim to none chance of being a big artist.
definitely,
So,
definitely.
you know, I feel like YouTube was a safer route for me to like, come up, fund my lifestyle, fund because being an artist is extremely expensive. So, I
Definitely,
needed
definitely.
some way to fund it or whatever. But I wouldn't say it was necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna do YouTube to become an artist. That was never the
Yeah.
plan. It kind of fell into my lap.
And you talked about, you mentioned lifestyle. How would you say the lifestyle has changed? I mean, it's both being in big spotlights, but how would you say the fame is different from being a big YouTube star and a big musical star?
It's completely different. I feel like people is more they're more starstruck when they meet someone that's like that does music because really
Definitely.
the music industry is really mysterious. Like you don't really know how this person really is in real life. You don't really know any of that. So I feel like when people discover me that just know me from music, they're more passionate. You know what I mean? Because they like, damn, I didn't even know you was a real person. But also, I mean, it kind of go hand in hand with YouTube too, because these people that might watch me every single day, and then they see me in person and they just don't believe it's really me.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
yeah, they go hand in hand, really.
And now, speaking on your new project, Die for Respect, in collaboration with OG Parker, what is sort of the story and inspiration behind that?
I mean, it was really just I was trying to tell different type of stories in my life, and yeah, I wanted to speak on like personal situations that I never really rapped about or never was able to. Like I wanted to dive into things that I never showed on my YouTube channel, and talk about different things and give a different aspect of my life, whether it's personal situations that happened when I was back in Michigan or relationships and stuff like that. So I just wanted to dive into different things.
And obviously, you've been able to work with, I guess, OG Parker on this, who's also a big star himself. What would you describe your relationship with him like and the experience working on the project together?
Yeah, that's the homie. So it's like, it's all organic. We just have fun in the studio. So I feel like that's when the best music is made, when you actually have like some type of friendship with the person that you're working with. So it was hella easy.
And speaking on your friendship and working in the studio, and I guess the creation of the songs, which sort of came first for you, and I guess both of you too, the songs and the track list, or kind of the music and the vibe of it, and then you put the words to the music?
Um, oh yeah, the words, the beat, the vibe, that's what created the music. I made a lot of music for this project, but I wanted to select the best 10. So, it was just about finding the ones that fit the project and find a cohesive sound for every song that makes it feel like a project rather than just a mixtape. So and feel like a body of work. So it was really just about creating a bunch of different vibes and seeing which ones mesh together, especially going from track to track. So if you really listen to it all the way through, it sounds like it's one song, one big song, So
Definitely,
like
definitely.
that was the plan behind it.
And you also mentioned speaking on certain subjects that weren't able to talk about or rap about previously. And I guess looking beyond the lyrics, what do you think is most reflective in your music of yourself and your past on this project that hasn't been put out before, either in a song or on YouTube?
I feel like where I'm from is displayed in this project. um, like, because people on YouTube, they see the good stuff. They don't really see like the
Yeah,
struggle coming up and stuff like that. So I feel like that's what I display different in this project. And they got to realize, like stuff like moonwalking to Calabasas. My mama couldn't pay the rent. You know what I mean? We struggling. It wasn't always luxury and glam. So I feel like um I feel like that's very important to showing music, especially when you got all this jewelry and all these nice cars and stuff. You got to show people that you work hard for it.
definitely, definitely. And I guess that definitely creates a sense of vulnerability, kind of speaking more about yourself and your music. Do you ever feel a sense of hesitance to speak more on who you are and the kind of behind the scenes, or do you think you're comfortable sharing all of you with your fans?
I want to share more of my music for sure, but like I I I don't do YouTube anymore. So it's like for me to like say I go and do something today, I don't know, let's say I go buy something or I go fly somewhere or something like that, and I don't display it on YouTube or stuff like that. So it's something that I can put into my music. So to answer your question.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And I guess on what you just said, I know a lot of fans are curious, and I mean, I have to ask. You released a video I Retire, and you took down all your videos. Is this truly and honestly the last time you're going to be on YouTube, or is that someone? Are we going to see you again in the near future, or any time in the future? That is.
I would want to do YouTube again once I get to a very comfortable spot in my music career. I feel like I'm so up and coming. I gotta really just drop a lot of music and have people focus 100% on my music,
Definitely.
because at sometimes like my YouTube, my vlogs or whatever could overshadow my music, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just trying to really just putting out great music, great hits, and then when I come back to YouTube, or if I do come back to YouTube, it's just gonna make it that much sweeter. It's gonna be like,
Definitely.
oh, finally back. He made all these hits, blah 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 blah. So I think that'll make it more powerful. I be having the urge to vlog sometimes, but I'll be like, nah. Every time I do it, be something telling me not to. So
Yeah. And I think that that's certainly fantastic. I think like with the YouTube, you sort of accomplished what a lot of people strive for, and now you've kind of made this new path for yourself, and that's something that you're progressing day by day. And I sort of want to talk about the features on this project. I mean, you've got PNB Rock, you've got 42 Doug, you've got Lil Yachty, you got NBA YoungBoy. It's certainly a stellar crew, and I would say, like, how did you choose who you wanted on the project, and did it end up being what you envisioned from the start?
Yeah, I feel like the people that I've featured on there, they just really fit the song. So I was really for this project, I was really focused on features. I was like, okay, my last project before this, I really didn't have any features. So I want to really go out and reach out to people and
Certainly.
get music to people. So I feel like I did pretty good. I went out and I got some really good features, some big features, and made some great music.
And I guess besides OG Parker, which one of those features would you say really added to the album? I mean, all of them did add to the album in their own way, but which artist would you say kind of now you see would not have been the same if he wasn't or she wasn't on the album?
I feel like Hood Melody featuring Young Boy. I think that was a really good that collaboration like brought it together because it was like it's kind of like an intro song. So it's like I needed somebody to be on it that's obviously go through a lot of struggles and being from a rough place. So I feel like it really tied it together and put everything at perspective.
Definitely. I guess that was all. That was just my next question. Talking about Hood Melody, it's sort of different from the other songs where it has its touches of a soulful aura and also intimate in its own way. And I guess you talked about sharing this kind of struggle growing up with NBA 2. What do you think the main story or the main message behind that song is for your fans? And I guess speaking to yourself too.
The main message behind that song, I would say, is because I got a lot of my supporters are, they come from the same type of background as me, so it's like, I know it's easy to get caught up and being in the hood. You might sell a little bit of drugs or something like that, make a little bit of money and want to keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to get caught up in the streets. So I'm just trying to display the message that like it's way more to life than being in the streets. Like it's so far you can get from being in the streets. There's only two ways out of that. And it's always the same, whether you switch it up. If you keep doing the same thing in the streets, you're gonna end up dead or in jail. That's just the truth. Unless you switch it up and you do something that's more legal or have you follow your dreams, whatever. So it was really just I was really speaking to the younger generation when I say like just focus on, you know, getting your bag, staying out the way, staying humble, staying out the streets and living a good life rather than having to look over your shoulder every second.
And you think that's very reflected in the whole album, just not that song?
Yeah, I feel like it's reflective in the whole album. It's also like I like to speak on relationships a lot in my music. So, I just wanted to relate to people.
Definitely. And prior to the release of this project, you've had singles, I mean, Arguments, OD, Well Off, and many more. And you sort of had collaborations with all these big artists. And I want to say for you personally, how are you becoming more in tune with your music, finding your sound, and sort of progressing as a whole, as an artist, and I guess more as a human being in this sort of era?
I feel like I mean I think I'm just having a lot more fun with it. I think I'm I'm trying new styles, trying new things. I feel like the um the goal of trying to make people believe in it is over. I think I accomplished that already. I think I already did to enough for people to not believe in my music at this point is I don't really care. What I mean, I feel like I didn't did what I had to do, so I'm just creating, having fun, and just looking forward to the future. Really,
And I guess what's the starting point for you? How do you start a song? Like, does it come to you in a minute? Do you have to sit down and think about it, or does it take a long time for you to really get in the studio or start the idea of making that song?
I mean, it really depends on the day and how I'm feeling. Um, like Moonwalking in Calabasas, I made that song in 20 minutes. It was just something that I was like, I was just going, I freestyled it. I was going bar for bar for bar for bar. Next thing you know, I was done with the song. I was just in my vibe. All the words was coming to me. So um, it just really depends on how I'm feeling. Like, say I'm going through something or something. Sometimes going through something while you're in the studio isn't the best way to like make music because you're thinking about something else. When I'm in there thinking about making the next great song and having some fun with a song, that's when I make my best music. So, I can walk in the studio, hear a beat, hop right in there. I usually don't like to write. I like to usually like go in there, freestyle, get it started, and see where I go from there. If I get stuck, then I hop off and write.
And do you think the whole, I guess it changes, like the flow of things changes, your day sort of changes, like what you do on a daily. Do you think that has changed your circle and who you're around more and who you're around kind of less? And do you think that has also changed things in your personal life? I mean, for family, for friends, just everything in general.
Yeah, I mean, I try to like keep everything. I like to like I'm a very public person. Like my relationships online, my whole family online, like everybody's you can search my whole life on the internet. So I be trying to keep it mysterious, so you might not see me on hang around certain people or be on certain people channels or Instagrams or anything like that. So I think my goal right now is to create that mystery in my life where people just wondering. I notice people enjoy that more than um giving them everything.
Does that mean you're gonna kind of step back with connecting with your fans a lot more, or are you gonna do that in a different way? And how do you see that happening?
It's a different way. Like, I mean, I'm all over Twitter with them. I'm all over Instagram with them. I'm vibing with them that way. But like, as them knowing what I'm doing on my day to day and every single day and knowing everything, I feel like that ruins it. I feel like when an artist don't show too much, like the artists that don't talk as much, when you hear him talk, you like, damn, he really talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes everything more important. So I feel like the fact that I was so public for so long, I was like the homie. My fans look at me as like, oh, that's my brother, that's my friend, because I watch him every day. Versus like somebody that's not as public, an artist is not as public. They're excited about them sneezing. You know what I mean? They're excited about them walking the dog. And like, I ain't know he walked dogs. Little stuff like that. So it's like, I want to create some type of mystery in my life. And that's why I really privated all my YouTube videos and all that. Because the new fans, I don't even want them to know. I want them to be wondering about me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I guess lastly, before we round up, what should we expect from you down the tunnel? I guess in regards to upcoming projects, live performances, and any more artist collaborations.
Right now, I'm rapidly dropping because, I get like a sense of when it's time for me to drop new music.
Definitely.
And then I got a lot of you know eyes on me right now, so I feel like this is the best time for me to just drop. So, my my goal right now is really to just run up the numbers,
Definitely.
keep going.
And you've certainly done that.
Yeah, and I got Rolling Loud coming up next week. That's exciting. I got a bunch of live performances. I'm going on tour in September, so it's exciting.
Definitely, definitely. And I guess any on that note, it's certainly amazing to see what you've done so far. As someone who's personally like watched, like I would say, I don't say almost every single one, but I've definitely followed the YouTube for so long. And I think this new chapter of life is something that a lot of people are excited to see. And so I guess unfortunately it's a short interview, but I'm gonna have to end it on that note and say it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I hope the best for you in the near future.
All right, thank you.